Welcome back to the channel. And for those who don't know, my name is Brock, and I do a lot of things on here, mechanics wise, but the channel is going to change a little bit, and I'll explain why. So not too long ago, Bug and I, if you know us, have been following our channel for a while. My wife, I call her Bug, and her and I had made a decision to sell our house and buy 10 acres of just land. And so me, her, and our 6 kids are living in a camper on 10 acres. So this is our camper. It's a 25-foot bunkhouse with a pop-out bed. I can't remember what they call it. Not off the top of my head anyway. But anyway, this is what we're living in. We do have power. Eventually we want to get everything as off grid as possible. But we do have power, and all our power comes from, there's a light pole there, and there's a meter on it right there, and there's only one outlet, and it's right there on that pole. So we have extension cords from the camper, for our well, and to our shed, and I'll show you the shed in a minute. But this is kind of an update because this is what we've been going through, and I haven't been updating you, and I should have been, which the move and everything has been, I mean, I wouldn't say stressful, but I mean it's we've been very busy and trying to get things set up the way we need to have them set up, because when we first moved here, all of this you can see that's bare now, all of it was overgrown. It looked like this. It's all overgrown, and our pasture was all overgrown. It still is overgrown for the most part. But basically we got 5 acres of woods, 5 acres of pasture, and there is some cool things in these woods that I'll show you later. But this was all overgrown, trees and stuff, and we'll get to that later too. But our current situation is I'm running hose from our well that's up there, and it's running down here, and we got a water filter here, and this runs over to a system over there. This runs to our camper, and our well is not working properly right now, and we're trying to get that fixed, but it works good enough that we get water. We bought this property knowing that it's also very close to the aquifer. So about 13 feet down is the aquifer. And as of right now, as far as water goes, we do have a well with a pump, which does take electricity. Eventually we wanted to have gravity fed and rain catchment and all that stuff, but as far as our living situation, this is our camper. I'll give you kind of it's a little bit of a mess right now, but it's always going to be a mess because there's 8 of us living in this camper. So basically this is how we're going. Kids got a bed for each one of themselves. We've got, I mean, I guess full fridge, whatever, but I mean everything is packed full. We've got our shower. Yes, we do have to sometimes make food in the shower, or in the, not the shower, the bathroom. But this is the bathroom. I had to put shelves in. A few little updates on the camper. Bug is doing some honey garlic and some other stuff we just got today. So she's been working busy. I built this bunk for one of the kids. Bug and I sleep on the couch. We've got one kid here, and up here is also another bed. I mean, we got plenty of sleeping area. The problem is right now we're using this as storage, and eventually I got to build a box around this to kind of help with insulation for the winter, because we're going to be in this in the winter. So anybody watching that, stay tuned, because that'll be interesting. So that is our, well, there's, hold on, yeah, there's pantry and stuff here. Uh-oh, Bug's calling me. I'll be right back. Okay, anyway, oh, it's been crazy. And then on top of that, our anniversary's coming up, and I'm trying to do something nice for Bug, and it's not going well. So, but anyway, what we got going on is, so that's the camper and whatnot, and eventually we will be moving into our building, and I'll get to that in a minute. I did get a truck while we moved. It is a 2002 Ram 3500 dually. It's got a 5.9 liter 24 valve Cummins in it. Good running truck. Probably see me work on it a few times, because it needs a few things. I got to paint the top of the cab. Cab's kind of peeling, and then there's a U-bolt on the axle leaf springs. I gotta put new ones on because it's busted. Spray paint the bed. I mean, there's not too much. We want to put bigger mirrors on it, toe mirrors. I want to put a hitch, a fifth wheel, stuff like that in it. But it'll be other video. So right now our setup, we got our trailers. We got our hay stacked back here for now because there's nowhere else to put it right now. This is our, I wish it was water catchment, but I have to fill this, and I'll show you why. We got to fill this. Oh, cat's under my feet. So this is our shed. This was on the property when we bought it, and it's basically our closet because it's full of clothes and some other junk which needs to come out of here. But it's for our washing machine because it's how we wash clothes. And to fill it, it doesn't have enough pressure to actually fill it itself. So Bug has to come out here, put the hose in here, and then basically just turn it on. And then when it is to the right level, the washing machine will kick on, so she has to turn the water off and then wait till it goes through its cycles, and then basically repeat that and do a rinse spin, and you know, it rinses it, whatever. So that's what we're dealing with right now, because our pressure coming out of our well is only about 15-ish at the most PSI, and it's supposed to be like up around 40-ish. But where are, oh we got to fix this. I had this kennel here for one set of our dogs, but didn't anticipate that the cattle panel holes are you can hear them, are too big, and they just crawl out them. They are over here right now. They've only been in here for a little bit, not too long, but I got two Great Pyrenees, female, and they're bad. No, they're good pups. I just need to keep them inside the fence because I can't put them in here either because they get out of the holes, which this one been digging a hole. This is our livestock guardian dog, Goose. Say hi, Goosey. Say hi, Goosey. That's Bunny, our pony. And we got 4 goats, Nigerian dwarf goats. So when we first moved out here, like I said, there was nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. This was all overgrown, everything. First, I mean, it was like a couple days before we had to close on our house and close on this property, and we had access to come out here from the sellers to let us put up a temporary fence. And so that's what we did. This was kind of already somewhat open. It wasn't this open before. I mean, this place was covered. But we basically went around the tree line and up around that tree line and down through here. Eventually we'll open this end up and make it go out into the pasture, and so on and so forth. Because we'll have, what we want to do is have two separate pastures for rotation pastures, for because we want to get cows and stuff out here. For now, this is what we got going with, working with us, because like I said, it's been busy because we've had to move. We've moved an hour away from where we lived, so everything had to move with us, and some of our stuff is in storage units, which I hate. I'd rather have it on my property, and that's what we're working on right now. So this is our 40-foot high cube shipping container. Looks a little rough right now. Yeah, there's some patches here and there, and as you can see, I've got marked out. I got to put a door in. So I bought a door, and I got to cut that out, and I want to put it in because I'm going to fill this with our house stuff and our, well, my garage stuff, because I don't have a garage right now. Come on. So right now it's just full of stuff that's we've been kind of moving here and there. And I'll explain some of it. There's our door. But yeah, 40 foot by, what are they? 40 foot by 8 foot by like 9 foot or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, this will be our storage unit for the time being. And eventually I'm going to build a lean-to off the side of this, and it'll be half hay storage and half basically for the animals. They can go in and out, but they will have that. And I'm starting this now, and I feel like it's too late. Like I feel like, oh, it's too late. We've already set up our stuff, and it's been hectic, and we're just trying to get things situated. And it's like, you know what? I'm doing too much stuff without filming, because we kind of want to bring, you know, you along with this, and we kind of want to document all this because this is a huge thing for us. This is what we've been wanting to do. We've looked at properties all over, from different states to, you know, near us to a couple hours away, you know, things like that. But we found this property, and here's another thing about this property is where we live. Is that this looks like dirt. Don't be fooled. It's not dirt. It's actually sand. Not dirt. So in these parts where we live, when you dig in the ground, doesn't matter how far, it's all sand. And interesting enough, things grow pretty good out here. Pretty good. If you want it to grow better, you have to have, I'm not good with words right now. I'm not. Yep. You have to water it. So basically all around here, like fields and stuff, they have, you know, like I said, I can't think of the word. they have sprinkler systems. So basically, if you want a nice yard around here, you have to have a sprinkler system, because with having sand, the moisture doesn't stay in the sand for very long, so everything on top doesn't get to have moisture or water long enough to help make it just keep growing. So when it doesn't rain, things tend to die around here. But when we saw the pasture looks great. And it's been growing great. They kind of mowed a little bit of it, and we noticed that there's some alfalfa mix in here. There is some clover mix out here. What I want to try to do is find a grass or some sort of mixture that I can put in the grass to help make it grow. I'm not really sure what yet. But there's enough people around here, big cattle farm down the road from us. I'm sure I can figure it out pretty quick. But anyway, as far as, I mean, up here, it goes all the way back there. And I think it actually goes a little bit past that tree line. They call it a sand road. There's a road on the other side, I guess. I guess it's ours too. I don't know. Talked about getting it surveyed so we know exactly where everything is, because eventually I want to put fence out here, but not really sure what yet. There's a property next door to us that was also for sale. It was 5 acres, and we thought about buying it, but right now it's not a good idea to do. But eventually we might buy it, so we might end up with 15 acres eventually. But the property over there, it's got a couple sheds on it and a house, and it just all needs tore down. It's garbage. So we're thinking that maybe for the right price we can, you know, buy it, but for now we got what we got. So over here, oh, and that was the other thing, this place is overgrown. I was going to tell you, it was terrible coming out here. I had chiggers real bad, we had ticks real bad, and I mean, with having all the tall grass and everything, I mean, the bugs were bad. I got my legs ate all up, and it was terrible. But now that we've got a lot of this mowed down and knocked out, it hasn't been too bad. So this this is our septic. So basically, coming out of the camper, and it feeds into a pipe that I've got gravity flow all the way down and into a septic system. Now, septic system's here. It's not fully in yet, but we're working on it. It is functional though. It is working. That's a plus. So we have that. This is Biscuit, one of our guardian kitties. And that's Butter, another one of our guardian kitties. They eat and attack everything out here. But anyway, just want to update everybody how we're doing. Everything's going good. I did have to switch jobs because you know, being so far away and everything, that was kind of a hectic thing too, was switching jobs and trying to get situated there and trying to get situated here with our living, and trying to figure out because of the water, because, you know, I was told that all I had to do was plug my hose into my camper and I had water pressure, and I didn't. I turned it on and it just trickled out, and so they've got to put a whole new system in and whatnot, and luckily we don't have to pay for it. So, but we're still working on trying to get that fixed. But in the meantime, we're doing well, we're doing all right, and this and that. But so what you still see us be doing is in this area right here. I haven't measured it out yet, and I haven't done much other than clear it out. There will be a 64 by 40 by 18 pole barn building that we are going to build for our house. Half of it will be garage, half of it will be house, kind of like a barn-dominium. Yeah. So, and it'll be basically, I think we switched it around a little bit because we decided we want the house part on this side and the garage part on this side, because it didn't make sense with the garage part on that side and the house on this side, because the driveway is over here, and it just didn't make sense. So basically house here, garage here, and basically the middle part will be I say it's like an L shape. So house will be, you know, here and then up and over, and then garage will be here and over. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you get it, you get it. But we do, you can I don't know if you can tell on this view, but it's, the grade is uphill. We got to level all this out and get it ready to put the building up. We're planning on having a shell up, because that's all we have is a shell. Planning on having it up before it starts to get real cold and real terrible and whatnot. I'm not sure if we'll get to that or not, but we're gonna work hard to get that done. But as of right now, this is what we got going for us. So trying to get our stuff out of the storage units, because that's costing us money every month, and it's annoying when I could just have it all here in my shipping container. We did have to buy the shipping container and have it hauled in and stuff like that. Just no big deal. I just ordered it, they delivered it, and they dropped it where I wanted it. So, but I don't know if there's anything else I need to show you right at the moment. There is something cool, kind of cool to some people. I think is cool. Out in the woods, and I didn't know it was there until I talked to the previous owners. They go, there's a bomb shelter out back there. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean there's a bomb shelter? They're like, yeah, it's back in the woods there. It's part of your property. Didn't anybody tell you that? I'm like, no, nobody told me any of that. And he kind of came out and showed me a little bit around here, you know, what's what, which was nice. Most people don't do that. But the it's not, I'd say it's more of a root cellar. It's halfway in the ground, halfway out of the ground, I guess you'd say. It is buried, it is under the dirt, but it's like sank in the ground about halfway, and then the other half is above ground level. It's a concrete, it's a block concrete building. I'd say it's probably like a 10 by 10 by 8 foot tall, something like that. Which eventually I'll get a path back to there and get it dug out, and we'll probably use it as a storm shelter or something of that sort. Probably use it for or as a root cellar, you know, can storage, whatever. Yeah, just got to figure out what we got to do to get there. So just to update everybody, this is what we're doing. And like I said, we've done so much, and it's like I feel terrible, because it's like, man, I should have been documenting all this, and I haven't been. We've been, like I said, been mowing stuff, clearing. I mean, this is all overgrown. There was falling down trees, which you can maybe see. I don't know if I can. I'll just walk over there. There's a huge brush pile over here, because Bug and I spent a few, well, I wouldn't say a few days, yeah, probably a few days, coming out here and picking up all the dead trees and hauling the dead trees. You can kind of see where I pulled some of the dead trees out right here. But yeah, there's a big brush pile back here now, and what I did was just dug down into the ground a little bit, so it was just into the sand, especially right now because it's yeah, you can see the brush pile right here, because it's dry, and I'm afraid if I if I light it, I'm gonna end up lighting more than I want to. So I'm waiting for a good rain to come down, get everything wet, and then I'm gonna light it, because we still got a lot more brush to do. I gotta, well, this one I probably won't light all the way, maybe the limbs and stuff. This whole tree's dead, but I'm gonna cut that one down, and we're gonna use that for, we're gonna split that wood. There's actually one tree behind the camper right here, it's completely dead, and then there's 2 trees. I don't know if it's off the same one or what, but there's 2 right here that are dead. One branch already snapped off the one, and that one's already leaning pretty far, and it's cracked. It's got to come down, so those have to come down. There might be a few other trees that's got to come down. Heck, there's trees over here. I don't know, you can kind of see the limbs and stuff sticking up out of the ground. There's trees down all over here we got to get pulled out, because we got to open this up for the animals, and we're going to try to do that pretty quick, as much as we can, because we're hoping by next spring we have maybe a couple calves, and then we'll start that process with them. But this is our update. This is what we got going on, and I hope you guys follow along with us. And like I said, this is something we may have talked about in previous videos, about wanting to move more out in the country with more acreage, and especially more off grid, because, you know, it's just the way we want to live. And of course, with the way things are and the way the world's getting, you know, living off grid and doing things for yourself, growing your own food, stuff like that, you know, is what we're looking forward to. And depending on, that's another thing, depending on how things go, we're going to do raised beds, because with raised beds we can put dirt in it, and we won't have to water as much and stuff like that, because it'll hold moisture, and we won't have a problem with growing produce out of it. But that'll come in due time, maybe next year, depending on how things go. But like I said, we've been talking about doing this for a while, and we're finally, doing what we've, dreamt of doing. And yeah, it was scary. We had our doubts. We're like, we're leaving everything. We're selling a house. We're living in a house, a structure. And it's like we're selling that to go live in a camper on 10 acres that doesn't have much structure. But it is scary, especially when you have kids. But it is scary, but you just have your faith in the Lord, and that's what we did. We kept praying about it, and God led us to here, and we keep thanking Him every day that we're here, and you just put the hard work in, and your dreams will eventually come true. And right now that's what we're working on. I mean, our dream was to get out on some acreage, and we're here. We're at it, but there's a lot to do, and you just got to keep going. But that is our update, and we will for sure try to pick up the camera more often, and keep everybody updated with what we're doing. And like I said, I hope you guys follow along with us. Hope you enjoyed the video. I gotta get those dogs out of there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said, hope you guys go along with our journey. And as always, thanks for watching. God bless you.